Breaking news for every single SSI recipient in America. The Social Security Administration has a rule, and it's been quietly ending benefits for millions of people overnight. Not a warning, not a grace period, just gone. If you receive supplemental security income, SSI, and you have a bank account, this message could be the most important thing you hear all year. Because right now, today, thousands of people just like you are losing their SSI checks because of something sitting in their bank account, something they didn't even realize was a problem. And here's the part that's truly alarming. Most people don't find out until the money stops coming. No phone call, no letter in time to fix it, just a missing payment and a mountain of confusion. If you're on SSI, if someone you love is on SSI, or if you help care for someone who depends on these benefits, do not leave this video. What you're about to hear could save your benefits, your income, and your financial stability. Stay right here. This is urgent. Welcome, and if this is your first time here, I want you to know something important. This channel exists for one reason and one reason only: to protect you, not to confuse you, not to scare you without giving you answers, but to make sure that you, the people who depend on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI, always know what's happening, always know what's changing, and always have the information you need to keep your benefits safe. Every week, the rules shift. The SSA makes announcements, Congress passes updates, and most of the time, nobody tells you. It gets buried in government language, legal documents, and fine print that nobody has time to read. That's where we come in. We translate all of it into plain, simple English so you can understand it, so you can act on it, so you don't get blindsided. Today, we are talking about one of the most misunderstood and most dangerous rules in the entire SSI program. It's called the resource limit rule, and the bank account issue it creates has quietly stripped benefits from people who did absolutely nothing wrong except save a little money. If that sounds unfair to you, good, because it is, and you deserve to know exactly how it works so you can protect yourself. Before we go any further, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do it right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because updates like this one come out regularly and you cannot afford to miss them. Your benefits are too important. Your financial security is too important. Subscribe and stay protected. Now, let's get into this. What is SSI and why does your bank account matter? Let's start at the beginning, because it's important that everyone watching understands what we're dealing with. SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is a federal benefit program run by the Social Security Administration. It is designed to help people who are aged, blind, or disabled, and who have very limited income and very limited resources. That word, resources, is the key word in this entire video. Because SSI is not like Social Security retirement benefits. It is not based on your work history, it is based on financial need, which means the SSA watches very carefully how much money you have, how much you own, and yes, how much is sitting in your bank account. And here is the rule that is catching people completely off guard. The resource limit, the number that could cut you off. Under current SSA rules, if you are a single individual receiving SSI, you are only allowed to have $2,000 in countable resources at any given time. If you are a married couple and both of you receive SSI, that limit goes up to $3,000. That's it, $2,000 for a single person, $3,000 for a couple. Those numbers have not been updated since 1989. Let that sink in. 1989, the year the Berlin Wall fell, the year the original Game Boy was released. Over 35 years ago, in 35 years, the cost of groceries has gone up, rent has gone up, medicine has gone up, utilities have gone up, everything has gone up. But the SSI resource limit, it has stayed frozen at $2,000. And today, in 2025 and into 2026, that number is not just outdated, it is a trap. How does the SSA know what's in your bank account? This is the question I hear most often, and it's an important one. The SSA doesn't just take your word for it, they verify. When you apply for SSI, you are required to report all of your financial resources. That includes bank accounts, checking, savings, money market accounts, certificates of deposit, everything. And it doesn't stop there. The SSA conducts periodic reviews called continuing disability reviews and financial redeterminations. During these reviews, they ask you to provide updated bank statements, account information, and details about anything of value you own. If they discover that your resources have gone over the limit, even for just 1 month, they can suspend or terminate your benefits. And here's what makes this so dangerous. The SSA looks at what's called your resources on the first of the month. That's the snapshot date. Whatever is in your account on the first of the month determines your eligibility for that entire month. So if your bank account shows $2,100 on January 1st, you are over the limit. You could lose your SSI for the entire month of January. Even if on January 2nd you spent that extra money on groceries or your electric bill, it doesn't matter. The damage was done on the 1st. Real stories. This is happening to real people. I want you to understand that this isn't theoretical. This is happening right now all across this country. Think about a woman, let's call her Margaret, 71 years old, living alone in a small apartment in Ohio. She's been on SSI for years. She lives carefully, budgets tightly, and tries to save a little each month for emergencies. Her adult daughter sent her $800 for Christmas. It was a gift, meant to help with the heating bill and maybe a few groceries. Margaret deposited it into her savings account. In January, her bank balance was $2,240. She was $340 over the SSI resource limit. The SSA flagged it during a routine redetermination. Her SSI was suspended. She went weeks without her check, scrambling to understand what happened, trying to reach someone at the SSA on the phone, waiting on hold for hours, sometimes being disconnected, sometimes just getting a recording. Margaret didn't do anything wrong. She received a gift from her daughter, and it cost her benefits. This is the reality of this rule. Or consider a man, let's call him David, 58 years old, disabled, receiving SSI in Texas. He had been carefully putting aside $50 a month for a year, trying to save up to replace a broken wheelchair ramp at his home. By December, he had saved $2,200. That $200 over the limit meant his January SSI check didn't come. He had to spend the savings to get back under the limit. He never got his wheelchair ramp fixed. These are the real consequences of a rule that was written over 35 years ago and never updated for the real world. What counts as a resource? Now here's where it gets more nuanced. And this is critically important because not everything counts toward your resource limit. Countable resources include cash and money in checking and savings accounts, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, property other than your primary home, vehicles beyond one, in most cases, money owed to you. Non-countable resources, things that do not count, include your primary home, the one you live in, one vehicle, if used for transportation, household goods, and personal effects, life insurance policies with a face value of $1,500 or less, burial funds set aside up to $1,500, an ABLE account. More on that in a moment. This is important. So if someone asks you, how does saving in an ABLE account work? Here's the answer. The ABLE account exception. This could protect you. This is one of the most powerful tools available to SSI recipients, and many people don't know it exists. An ABLE account, short for Achieving a Better Life Experience account, is a special tax advantage savings account available to people who became disabled before age 26. Here's why it matters for SSI. Funds in an ABLE account are not counted as a resource for SSI purposes up to $100,000. That means if you are eligible for an ABLE account, you could save significantly more money without triggering the $2,000 resource limit. You could build an emergency fund, you could save for a major expense, and you wouldn't have to worry about losing your SSI because of it. Now, the age 26 onset rule has been a limitation for many people. But as of the ABLE Age Adjustment Act signed into law, this is expanding. As of January 1st, 2026, the disability onset age requirement is expanding to age 46. This is a major change and a significant opportunity for millions more SSI recipients to access ABLE accounts. If you haven't looked into an ABLE account before, now is the time. What about the proposed changes to the resource limit? Here is the part that gives people hope and the part that keeps being delayed. For years, advocates, Congress members, and disability rights organizations have been pushing to raise the SSI resource limit. The current numbers, $2,000 and $3,000, are widely acknowledged to be dangerously outdated. The SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act has been introduced in Congress multiple times. It proposed raising the individual limit to $10,000 and the couple limit to $20,000 and indexing those numbers to inflation going forward so they never become this outdated again. As of early 2026, this legislation has not yet passed into law. That means right now today, the limit is still $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples. We are watching this closely. The moment anything changes legislatively, we will cover it on this channel. That's exactly why you need to be subscribed. But until that law passes, the current rule is the current rule, and you need to operate within it. The redetermination process, when the SSA comes knocking. Every SSI recipient goes through something called a redetermination. This is when the SSA reviews your case to make sure you still qualify. They happen periodically, sometimes once a year, sometimes every few years, depending on your situation. When a redetermination happens, you will receive a letter from the SSA asking you to provide updated information. This typically includes recent bank statements, usually the last 3 months, information about any property you own, details about your income, information about any vehicles you own. If your resources have gone over the limit at any point during that period, even temporarily, the SSA can determine that you were overpaid and demand repayment. Overpayment notices are another crisis that many SSI recipients are facing right now. We've covered those in depth in previous videos. Make sure you check those out. The bottom line with redeterminations, be prepared. Keep your bank statements, keep records, know what's in your accounts on the first of every month. I know this feels like a lot, and I know some of you are watching this right now and feeling anxious. Maybe you're thinking, am I over the limit? Is my SSI at risk? Take a breath. Here's what you need to do, step by step. Check your bank balance. Right now, go to your bank account, online, on your phone, or by calling your bank. Look at your current balance. If you are a single SSI recipient, is your total in all accounts below $2,000? If you are a couple, is it below $3,000? If the answer is yes, you're in the clear today. But keep monitoring this every month, especially around the first. Know what's coming in. Do you have any large deposits expected? A gift from a family member, a tax refund, an insurance settlement, any lump sum payment? Plan ahead. If you know a large deposit is coming, make a plan for how you'll spend or allocate it so that your balance doesn't sit above the limit on the first of the month. Spend down wisely, but legally. If you are over the limit, you need to bring your resources back down below $2,000. This is called a spend down, and it is completely legal when done correctly. You can spend on things like paying bills in advance, utility bills, rent, phone bill, medical expenses or prescriptions, household necessities, clothing or personal items, repairs to your home or vehicle. What you cannot do is give the money away to artificially lower your resources. The SSA has rules against transferring assets specifically to get below the limit. That can actually make your situation worse. Explore an ABLE account. If you became disabled before age 26 or before age 46 starting in 2026, look into opening an ABLE account as soon as possible. Contact your state's ABLE program. The website ablenow.org is a good starting point. This is one of the most effective legal strategies available to you right now. Reach out to a benefits counselor. If you are confused, overwhelmed, or unsure about your specific situation, please reach out to a benefits counselor. Many states have free work incentive planning and assistance programs known as WIPA. These are trained counselors who help SSI and SSDI recipients understand their benefits and protect them. Do not try to navigate a complex SSA situation alone if you don't have to. Report changes to the SSA. If your financial situation changes significantly, a new account, a large deposit, an inheritance, report it to the SSA promptly. The worst thing that can happen is that they find out during a redetermination and say you were overpaid. Staying proactive is always better than being reactive. Keep records. Keep bank statements. Keep receipts for large purchases. Keep any correspondence from the SSA. Create a simple folder, paper or digital, where you store this information. If you ever need to appeal a decision, your records are your best defense. Let me ask you something honestly. Do you feel like most news sources explain this stuff in a way you can actually use? Do you feel like the SSA's own website gives you clear, plain English guidance on how to protect your benefits? For most people, the answer is no, and that's exactly the gap this channel fills. Every video we publish is designed to take complicated SSA rules, policy changes, and benefit updates, and translate them into something real, something you can act on, something that actually protects your money. We don't use jargon. We don't overwhelm you with legal language. We talk to you like a neighbor who happens to know a lot about Social Security. And the truth is, this stuff changes constantly. New rules, new payment schedules, new legislation being proposed or passed, congressional debates about SSI funding, changes to how the SSA processes applications and redeterminations. If you're not staying informed, you're at risk. But if you're subscribed to this channel, you're protected. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now. Click that red subscribe button below this video, turn on notifications. That way, every time we release a critical update, and we release them regularly, you'll be the first to know. And if someone you love is on SSI or SSDI, a parent, a sibling, a neighbor, a friend, share this video with them right now before you forget. Because this information could be the difference between their benefits being safe or being cut off. You sharing this video is one of the most helpful things you can do today. No cost, no effort. Just a quick share that could protect someone you care about. Let's bring it all together. Here's what you learned today. The SSI resource limit is $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples. It has not been updated since 1989. If your bank account exceeds that limit, even on just one day, the first of the month, your SSI benefits can be suspended or terminated. The SSA monitors this through required reporting and periodic redeterminations. There are legal tools to protect yourself, including ABLE accounts, careful spending, and proper reporting. Changes to this law have been proposed in Congress, but as of now, the old limits are still in effect. The single most important thing you can do today is check your bank balance, understand your resource total, and make a plan to stay under the limit every single month. You worked hard, you earned your benefits, you deserve to keep them, and you deserve to have someone in your corner, explaining the rules clearly, warning you when things change, and helping you navigate a system that can feel impossible to understand alone. That's what this channel is here for. Always. We will continue to watch every SSA announcement, every piece of legislation, and every rule change that affects you. And we will bring it to you in plain English, on time, every time. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see you in the next video.